Well, hello there, gang. Welcome to the 30. This is your host, Patrick. I want to thank you for joining me on another day, another Thursday. If you are watching us live, wherever you are, I want to thank you for being here. If you are new to the broadcast, we broadcast weekly, and our goal is to highlight and interview leaders, entrepreneurs, business owners, those that are doing some positive things in their communities and beyond. Just to give you some information about this broadcast is brought to you by the Jackman Group LLC. If this is your very first time and you want to check out some of our previous broadcasts, you can simply go to our YouTube channel, the Jackman Group LLC. You will find all of our broadcasts there. This is our 92nd episode. We've been doing this for a while. Wow. Coming up pretty soon, we will be at 100. I think we're estimating that to be sometime in June. Tonight, we have some very special guests. We're going to go all the way to the beautiful state of Connecticut, and we're going to be talking about woodworks, woodworking, working with your hands, folks. And we're also going to be talking about dreams coming true. Starting off as a kind of a side gig, I guess, and then moving on to something greater. So we're going to be talking about the founders of Dusty, yes, Dusty Dude Woodworks. So stick around. We're going to come back. If you have any questions or comments for our guests, make sure that you put them in the comments field or in the comments box, and we want to make sure that we get it to them so that they can answer any questions that you may have. So let's go ahead and get this party started. Welcome once again to the 30. My name is Patrick. I am your host. I want to welcome you. We have very special guests. We're talking about woodworks. We're talking about Dusty Dude. We're talking about dreams coming true. And we want to make sure that we bring our guests in so that we give them more than enough time to chat with them. So Eric, I want to welcome Eric and Carolyn to the 30. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Patrick.
So how are things going? What is this Dusty Dude Woodworks? Who are you? What do you do? Tell our viewers.
So things are good. Things are busy. I'm Care Verikas. I'm one of the co-founders here at Dusty Dude Woodworks. I'm responsible for all of our marketing, sales, networking, anything that has our brand on it. And this is my husband, Eric.
I take care of all the building. everything and anything.
So back there you have some, it looks like some wood, some tools back there, right? Is that?
Yeah, part of our shop behind us, got plenty of projects going. Everybody's keeping us busy.
Cool. So tell us a little bit about Dusty Dude. What is it about? What do you do? So Woodworks, like what type of work?
So we focus a lot on custom woodworking. So that means I'd say probably like 90 to 95% of our funnel right now is all custom work. That ranges from doors to tables to nightstands to signs. We've done crazy things for people. We've done ATV ramps. That's always my favorite one to tell everybody. And everything here is made by hand. So Eric is, going 24/7, I feel like, in the shop. We're booked about 6 months out at any given time. And we're a two-man band here. So we work hard, but we really love what we do. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
So give us the backstory. How did it get started? When was it started? Give us the backstory.
Go ahead.
So it was started 2017, just as a side gig. I was doing architectural woodworking for a while, and we just wanted to make something a little bit different than what I was doing at work and do something together. And so that's when it started. It was weekends and holidays and all that stuff until 2020, when I left my full-time job. And then not even a year later, Kara left her full-time job, and we're both in it 100% right now.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's taking a leap of faith then, right? From 27 to now, quitting your jobs. Some people may say, are you kids crazy?
A little bit.
We felt a little bit, but we also felt so confident. We've had so much support from the city of Bristol here in Connecticut. And like we said, our queue has been full almost since day one, since we really got things up and going as a full-time business in October of 2020.
Wow. So why did you tell us in terms of the transition from being a side gig, what was the defining moment that said, let's do this thing full-time and just move it from our side gig to our real gig?
So it kind of timed out with the pandemic starting. I was on furlough for about 1 or 2 months. And so I had all this time on my hands, and we just started building more and more inventory, jobs for people. And that kind of gave us the realization that like this could be it. We can do this. We can make this work.
Yeah, we had a lot of long conversations about, how we could make it work. So he was able to leave his full-time job while I was still working my full-time job. And we didn't anticipate it to go this way. We grew so fast that we just couldn't keep up with everything. We had to move from our garage to this space. So we're in 1,500 square feet now. Wow. And our garage before was about 250 square feet.
Small little car garage.
Yeah. And we're already starting to grow out of this space. We're thinking in another year or so, we may need to expand again.
Wow. So that is some serious growth.
Yeah.
Yes.
So who is your target audience? So it's customized woodwork. Who is the target audience?
So I'd say we really run the gamut in terms of people that we've worked with. Our clients usually tend to be either new homeowners or people who've been in their home for 15, 20, 30 years. But I guess across both groups of people, we hear the common phrase of, we've been looking for this everywhere, or we've been looking for this piece for forever, and we can't find it anywhere. And that's usually where our name comes into play. A lot of people have used us for custom pieces, whether it be a built-in, aspect of their home. And a lot of their homes are older, built in the 40s. So their floors tend to do a lot of this. And that's kind of become one of his specialties.
Yeah, a lot of scribing.
But some people also are just looking for a custom table to fit, a family of 8 that they just can't find anywhere else.
And do you ship outside of Connecticut, or is it just your customers are in Bristol?
No, we have shipped across the United States.
Mm-hmm.
We have freight shipped even some. We were doing 400 cutting boards a month for a company based in Texas. So we did that for 6 months. And so we were freight shipping there, but we've shipped all the way over to California, Minnesota. I mean, I feel almost everywhere in the United States.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. And most people would have the dream, right, of being entrepreneurs, quitting their job, but the fear is always there. But you went full force into it. So Carolyn, when Eric says, I'm gonna quit my job, what were you thinking?
Gosh.
Well, I didn't tell her I was quitting. I asked her if I could quit my job.
Smart man, very smart.
I think it was this rush of fear of the unknown, but also the excitement for starting a lifestyle that we had been talking about over coffee on Sundays for a couple of years.
Yeah.
We had always, we'd be having coffee and we'd be like, oh, imagine if, or could you even dream of having a life like that? And we just slowly made it come to fruition, whether we willed it or, it was the mix of the work, the hard work that we put into it and the marketing. I don't know. It's been worth every single second. I wouldn't change it.
And let me guess, you probably had some naysayers, some haters along the way. Tell us about that. Tell us what have people said in terms of doubting you. I'm sure probably some friends and even family members doubted you, right?
Yeah. Got a lot of, you're not going to make a living doing that. That's just a side bit. No, who wants to buy all that stuff? And you got to ignore it. And
we were told we were too niche. A lot of people were like, oh, I don't know. Like, is there even a market for that?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, we had a lot of support. We had a lot of people who have truly believed in us from day one when we first started this out of his friend's basement. So I also don't want to neglect, family and friends who have also been super positive too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. Now, walk us through what some of those early days were like working out of the garage. I'm an entrepreneur too, so I know what it takes, right? So tell our viewers, I fully understand where there were days probably, well, what are we going to eat? What was
Oh yeah. There was definitely, financial struggles getting everything started. There's a big cost up front to get it going. And then there was the logistics of it, like, tripping the power in the kitchen because we were running too many machines at the same time, or having to unplug everything and turn off the lights in order to use two things at the same time, like the vacuum and the planer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting very creative with storage in the garage was really interesting with the different machines. So he would be, trying to build stuff on the bench, which, was a tiny bench in comparison. But he'd be climbing up on the wood scraps that were on the floor so that he could make sure he could get around, if he's working on a door or something that was bigger than the bench. Or when there's minimal heat in the garage. So in Connecticut, we have very, very cold winters. So he would come in and he'd be like, I can't feel my toes. But I have to keep working.
The joys of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Paying the price. That is awesome. What is the most unique woodwork or product that you made, Eric?
Unique. That's a really good question.
I still think that closet.
The closet, we did a closet organization where that's the best way to describe it. It wasn't very deep, but it was pretty wide. It was an old, 1940s house, up in the second floor, so the roof was kind of pitching down. So we had to make this dresser essentially for those built into the closet, where the drawer pulls out, and then there's drawers on the inside that go back and forth each way, because there wasn't enough room for a piece of furniture and for you to walk into the closet. So you had to be able to access everything from the doorway.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
So fun times. So now you said that things are starting to pick up even more. What is next? You may have to move to a different location.
We think that probably in the next year or two, we'll definitely need to expand the shop. So right now, we have our retail space that we're actually getting ready to open next month, which is based in our shop. We put up a wall, so we've got about 350 square feet that's dedicated to retail space. But with the shop growing the way that it has been, we think we may need to take that wall down eventually and expand the shop that way, and then move our retail space to a new brick and mortar location.
Wow. So that's tremendous growth. Let's look at a couple of questions here, and then we'll take a short break. Jeff says, "How did you get the name Dusty Dude?" Everyone wants to know that.
So Dusty Dude is not Eric. It is actually named after our dog Oreo. And that came about when we were just trying to come up with a name. We knew we wanted to be named after Oreo, but we weren't really sure how. And when we first started in Eric's friend's basement, Oreo would come down all the time. He's a big, fluffy dog, and he would come and roll in the sawdust. And so Dusty Dude became the name, and it just stuck.
Nice. I love it. Erica says hello. Alfreda says, wow, great.
Thank you.
So that's fantastic. So what I want to do, I'm going to take a 30-second break. And when we come back, I want to talk about some of the advice that you would give to those that are thinking about starting their own businesses, whether or not they should go forward. So let's talk about that. 30 seconds, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. We are talking with Eric and Caroline from Dusty Dudes Woodworks. That sounds great, Dusty Dudes. And we're talking about them and their dreams going from a side gig to a real gig. So what advice would you give to, say, someone that has a dream, want to do something, but is afraid of going out on faith?
Gosh, go for it. Go for the gold. That is my advice. Go for it.
Make sure it's well thought out, but definitely go for it.
Yes.
You only get one chance to try it, so you may as well take it.
Yeah.
Right.
If you have an idea and you feel really good about it in your soul of souls, just keep following it. You know, you're going to have your head and your heart telling you two very different things. And I think once we kind of got to a space where we could get our head and our hearts to agree, it was really just full throttle from there.
Yeah. And no matter what anyone says about, like, oh, how are you going to make a living? You can't do it, this, that, and the other thing. If you genuinely think it's a good idea and you can make it work, give it a shot.
Yeah, try. Just try.
Great. And Alfreda says, did you create a business plan?
Sort of.
We started one. We worked with the CTSBDC when we first started, and they helped us start the process to outline a business plan. It was very tedious, very time consuming, but it was really great for us to be forced to put those thoughts down on paper. Because again, you have all these great conversations over coffee or cocktails, but sometimes you're even going for a walk and you're talking and you're brainstorming, and then you get in the car and you're like, what did we just talk about? Like, you forget everything that you just said out loud and you're like, oh no. So I think having those brain dumps are really, really valuable. And whether that be as a business plan, or if you just have a notebook, or if you just record yourself talking, which probably sounds a little awkward at first, but it's very, very helpful later.
Fantastic. Now you're operating as a husband and wife business.
Hmm.
So here is the hard question. How is it? So I'm going to ask Eric first, and then Carolyn, I'll come to you. How is it working with your wife 24/7?
Well, so no, it's great, but we don't actually work side by side all the time.
Hmm.
We did for a little bit, and we both kind of realized that like we need to stay in our lanes and do our things. But
Yes.
it's almost like any other job because she does her thing during the day, I do my
Mhm.
thing during the day, and then we come together at night. Obviously, we have talk back and forth throughout the day, but I mean I love it. I wouldn't change it.
Fantastic. Good. Carolyn?
And same. We had a long stretch, I'd say about six months, where we were working together. We would wake up
Mhm.
together, go in the van together to the shop, work
Mhm.
all day, have dinner, go home, sleep, and then do it all over again. That's what we had to do for that period of time to grow our business to where we've gotten it now, to
Mhm.
keep up with production requests and stuff like that. But definitely love having the separate lanes. I think it's really helpful. But something else we've done, our adventures. So
Oh
with the
yeah.
new year, last year we worked. And so this year in 2022, we decided that every quarter we would plan an adventure together.
Very
So
nice.
whether that was a long weekend or a week away, it was just time for us to not talk shop
Right.
and explore the world a
Yeah.
little.
That's great. That's a great advice in terms of recharging, right? Seeing things, getting together, bonding, and then come back to the shop. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's look at some more here. Kimberly, is it Kim? Let's see. Kimberly says, "We are so proud of you guys. Keep dreaming and building." Oh, so nice. I guess Kimberly's a friend of yours or family member.
She's my
Sister.
sister.
Okay. Thanks, Kimberly. Okay. Is Jeff your brother?
He's my dad.
Nice. These two are winners and will succeed with their attitudes. Fantastic, Dad. Awesome. Alfreda says, "How many employees do we currently have, and are they family?" Great question.
That is a great
That's
question.
this is it.
Yeah, it's us.
And so yeah, family.
Yeah, we are family.
Are there plans to hire anyone?
We would like to, and
Mhm.
by the end of this year, ideally, we would love to hire somebody full time in the shop. That would be ideal. We do have an intern program, so we do have 3
nice.
interns that we have that are going to be onboarding probably in the month of June. So they'll be with us for the summer for small business internships. But yeah, a full time person we would love to by the end of this year.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you're planning already for growth.
Yes.
So let's look now in terms of things that you might have tell a younger person. So let's say now you started off in 2017. Looking back, what would you have told yourself back then what you know now? What conversation would you have had with yourself with everything that you know now?
I think for me, it's 2 things. I would tell people tell us really to be patient. You get so eager and so excited that sometimes you just you start to expect, immediate drastic changes. And sometimes it doesn't happen that way. It's that slow kind of crawl before you walk, before you can run. And I'm glad that we did it. We did it that way. I did have high hopes that our brand would boom a lot faster than it did, but I'm glad that it didn't. And I think from the marketing point of view for me also, I would tell people to just continue or just to get involved in the community sooner. That's been really huge for us. I love giving back to the community, and we love to support other small businesses also, and it all comes around full circle. So I think those are the 2 things I would say.
Okay. Eric, what would you tell Eric back from 2017?
I would say to probably try to plan for the next move a little bit better. I was always just kind of buried in what I was doing and didn't really think about, well, what's after this, or what I'm doing lead to the next thing. So it was almost like having to jumble every new task was like something I had to jumble. I wasn't able to really like prepare for it or try to plan for it. So like I didn't really forecast well, I guess would be the yeah.
Got it. All right. So we are going to end with a couple of other items. First, what advice, again, would you give anyone out there that wants to be the next Eric and Carolyn? Not just entrepreneurs, but community involvement, husband and wife, family. What can you tell to give people hope?
I mean, if you're willing to work hard at whatever you want to get done and do, can happen.
Yeah.
If you put in the time and the late nights, the early mornings, the lots of coffee, you can get it done.
And be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your customers or your clients, and let them know. Let yourself know if you're struggling, if you're burning out, if you need help, if you need a second set of eyes on something. The amount of times that we've brainstormed with each other, or we reach out to people that aren't in our world all the time because they have better ideas than we do. And being honest with your clients and clientele, if you're running behind, it is a natural thing. We have lived it and we are always living it. It's not a great thing, but honesty goes a really long way instead of trying to, fib your way through something with somebody.
Great. And last one here for Alfreda. She says her motto is don't be afraid to fail.
That's right.
Good. All right. We're going to put you on the hot seat with something what we call rapid fire. So I'm going to ask you a couple of quick questions. And I know you're not ready, but I'm going to get you all prepared. Ready to go?
Ready.
Sure.
Favorite food?
Oh.
What was it?
Favorite food?
Pizza.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
Pizza. Fettuccine Alfredo. Okay. Let's see. Favorite place to vacation now that you are getting out and enjoying life? Where would you want to go?
I want to go to the mountains. Doesn't really matter where the mountains, but
I want to go to Europe.
See, there's some mountains in Europe too, right? So, let's see. Favorite. What was the last book that you've read?
Oh no! What was the name of it?
I was probably in grade school the last time I read a book.
What was Capital Gains by Chip Gaines?
There you go. Yeah.
Very nice. Favorite TV show?
Seinfeld.
The Hills.
The Hills?
Yeah, it's from MTV a really long time ago.
Okay. Never heard of that one. Favorite movie?
Ooh, Newsies.
I don't know. Pass.
All right.
I don't have an absolute favorite. I like
that's
so
tough.
many.
Favorite musical group?
Backstreet Boys.
Oh, wow.
Oh, for sure.
I'm going to say Ryan Mott Blue Band.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Look,
Last one.
okay.
Your favorite song?
Favorite song?
Yep.
Oh. I'm going to stick with Backstreet Boys. Backstreet's back. Oh, yeah. I know my sister will appreciate that one.
Oh, gee.
Oh, man. I don't know if I have a favorite song.
Oh, man.
I don't. You
were
have
not
a favorite
ready.
song. No, I was not ready.
You're not ready. That's why it's rapid fire. Your fans and your viewers and customers can know more about
I
you.
love it.
Well, guys, I want to thank you so very much. This was fantastic. Wish you all the very best.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us. This was so much fun.
Not a problem. Feel free to come back at any time. When you get that new building, come on back and tell us how it goes. Okay?
Yes.
Sounds good.
All right. So thank you so very much again. Have a fantastic one. And I look forward to hearing more about you as time progresses.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we've been talking to Dusty Dude Woodworks, Eric and Carolyn. I want to thank them for being here. That is it, gang. Until next week, where we'll have another great conversation under 30. Remember to like the broadcast if you're watching us or if you're viewing us on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also join our group, our community. Join the Jackman Group community. Simply go to jackmangroup.llc.com, hit join community. We would love to have you as part of our community. If you have any suggestions for future shows or any guests, send me an email, info@jackmangroup.llc.com. So that is it for now. Thank you for being here. I want to thank Eric and Carl from Dusty Dudes Woodworks. And we will see you next week. May God bless you and your family. We are out.